This is Personal Injury Court.
Good day, everyone. This is the matter of Baker versus James. Ms. Baker, it's my understanding that you are suing Mr. James for injuries that you sustained while you were working out and he was your trainer. You're asking this court to award you $40,000 for past medicals, $10,000 for future medicals, and $150,000 for pain and suffering for a total award of $200,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. James, it's your position today that you pushed her as hard as she needed to be pushed and what she requested you to do. So whatever she's injured, it's her fault.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's get into the legal sauce. You're an athlete if you've been working out. How long you been an athlete?
Your Honor, I've been an athlete all my life. In fact, I ended up getting a scholarship for track.
Oh, so you're a real athlete?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Ms. Baker, why did you hire Mr. James?
As we all know, after college, life happens.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got married.
Yes, ma'am.
So I picked up some pounds. I was online, and I came across an obstacle course. It kind of motivated me to really start focusing on myself because I let myself go so much. So I hired the defendant here to assist me in making sure that I was ready for that particular event. So,
Mr. James, she found you online.
Yes, sir.
Is
Your
that
Honor.
where you advertise online?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you get most of your clients or a big portion of your clients online?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Now, how long have you been a trainer?
I've been a trainer for 10 plus years.
I almost said they had a picture of me, but is that a picture of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
What led you to get into training, Mr. James?
Well, I just like inspiring others. The good feeling that I get from training myself and the results that I get, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that would like to feel the exact same things that I feel.
Now, as a trainer, what do you do in a training session? What's your job?
My job is to motivate my trainees to just be positive, push past their thresholds, just get them outside of their comfort zone, to know how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because your body is going to experience things that you may have never experienced before, just to push yourself.
Yes, sir. Now, Miss Baker, what happened?
Well, this was about 3 weeks within the program. And so he has like a task of things to do.
So you and Mr. James had a daily routine?
Correct.
Okay.
He had a daily routine. And one of the exercises was called a squat and toss. There's a ball, the tossing of the ball, it's a weighted ball.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
In
not
the
just
old days, we called that a medicine ball.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
A medicine ball. That's
Real
the
old days.
terminology. Correct.
Now, Mr. James, when you do this squat and toss, what muscles are you working on your client?
So, Your Honor, with the squat and toss, you simply squat down, your quads and your hamstrings are activated as well as your glutes, and you have to engage in your core to stabilize yourself. And as you come up to stand up to toss the ball, it engages your shoulders as well as your biceps and your triceps.
So where are you tossing the ball?
You're tossing it in the air right over your head, and as the ball comes down, you catch it and you go back down into the squat position to repeat the exercise.
Now, these are better looking than those leather braided things I grew up with. These are medicine balls here?
Yes,
or,
sir. Yes,
or
Your Honor.
what do you call them?
Medicine balls.
Oh, you do call them medicine balls. Okay, I don't feel that old. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Can you show me that exercise, how you do
Absolutely,
that?
Your Honor. So this is the particular weight that she was using. So you will hold it right in front of you, make sure that you have good posture, and as you squat down, you poke your butt out behind you, cause you to engage your core, and as you come up, you toss it in the air, catch it again, and you repeat the exercise.
And do you do sets of that?
Well, I recommend my clients do 20 reps and you do 4 sets.
Now, I see you've got one 10-pound ball, one 20-pound ball, and a 15-pound ball in your hand.
Yes,
Who
Your Honor.
chooses what weight of ball?
So I go off of the capabilities of the client. If I believe that you're capable enough to go a heavier weight, then we'll go heavier weight. If I feel like that you're not so much prepared for a heavier weight, then we'll go lighter.
So are you talking with your client
Absolutely.
during this process?
Absolutely.
How do you know that the weight's too heavy?
Their posture will be off, their breathing would be off. They can't really focus on how to actually go through the exercises. They would struggle.
But you're watching the client very closely during this exercise.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you remember being watched closely?
That's my point, Your Honor. During this entire exercise, I was explaining to him how tired I was,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
exhausted I was. We had just got finished running sprints.
How did you get hurt?
As I was lifting the medicine ball to throw it, my whole arm, my shoulder was strained.
Okay.
When I tell you, this was the worst pain that I could ever feel. And I have 2 kids. It's worse than having kids. Okay? I felt the burning. I felt the detachment of my arm. I went home and I iced it down. I was like, okay, well, you know, let me see how this, if it maybe can wear off, because like I said, it could just be something small, nothing big, right? So I was at home for about 3 days. And then what ended up happening was I had went to the restroom. And when I went to the restroom, my urine was the color of like a soda pop.
From a shoulder injury?
Like brown.
It was brown?
It was brown.
Your urine was brown?
Brown, Your Honor. It scared the daylights
So what
out of
did
me.
you do?
Well, I ended up going to the emergency room. And when I got to the emergency room, they actually kept me for an entire week. To my understanding, it was kidney damage.
According to your papers, it was a long private school word, rhabdomyolysis.
That's it, Your Honor.
Is that what you remember?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, for your ease and mine, since I was public school educated, we'll call it rhabdo.
Rhabdo.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Mr. James, do you remember her getting some kind of strain during this exercise?
I remember doing an exercise that she was stating that she needed to take a break, but also my thing with all of my clients, when they come to me, I have them fill out a waiver and I tell them to tell me exactly what's going on with their bodies and to tell me what level of training that they would like for me to give them.
So what did she tell you she wanted you to do?
She wanted me to be hard on her and don't let her give up.
And did you do that, Ms. Baker? Did you tell him that he needs to push you harder than you had before so you could get the best of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and that's what you did, Mr. James?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
So at the time that Ms. Baker was working out on this day, did you know she had a severe injury?
No, sir. Only thing that I knew is that she wanted me to push her hard, and
Your
she
Honor,
said...
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
As he continues to say what I want, I also wanted a drink of water. I wanted to have a seat.
Okay.
He did not allow me to do that. And
You couldn't get a drink of water?
I couldn't get a drink of water, Your Honor.
What were you thinking?
Your Honor, in my mind, I thought I was about to die.
Your Honor, I'm a trainer, not a mind reader.
That's fair. That's fair. Did you tell him that I think I'm about to die?
I told him that I needed something to drink. I told him that I was exhausted and I was tired. And I needed a break.
As a trainer, what does that mean to you when someone says, I'm exhausted, I need something to drink? What do you do?
Your Honor, we're in a gym. We're not in a prison. She's not in handcuffs. At any point, she could have went and got a drink of water, or she could have sat down and took a rest. I'm simply just doing my job as a trainer, Your Honor, to push her past her threshold and to be the best trainer that I can. That's what she hired me to do.
Is it uncommon for your clients to stop the exercise and say, hey, I need a break, or I need some water, or anything like that?
No, it's not uncommon, because you know what's going on with your body better than I do. I push you. If they stop, then I'm not gonna pick them up and push them and force them to keep on going. Like, they're gonna take a break.
But you're the trainer. Like, it's been years. Like, I'm depending on your expertise. Like,
So,
I don't
Ms. Baker,
understand.
you are asking this court to award you $40,000 for past medicals.
Yes, sir.
You've got severe injuries, but I want to understand them. So we're going to call Dr. Frida McCrae Fisher to explain what your kidney injury is. So, Sheriff Matt, would you get Dr. McCrae Fisher?
Yes, Your Honor.
Come on in, doctor. Thank you. Doctor, what kind of doctor are you?
I'm a nephrologist, or a kidney doctor. So I deal with kidney injury, kidney failure, dialysis.
Now, Miss Baker suffered from rhabdomyolysis. What is rhabdomyolysis?
If you have rhabdomyolysis, then you have actually ripped your skeletal muscle.
Doctor, why would her urine be brown?
Very good question. Myoglobin, or pigment, seeps out, gets into the bloodstream, actually colors the urine brown, so it can look like a cola or a tea. But in rhabdomyolysis, that myoglobin overwhelms the kidney. You get a backup. And so now the kidneys are not working well. One dangerous complication is hyperkalemia, or when there is too much potassium in the blood. When this happens, it can cause cardiac arrhythmias, or dangerously abnormal heart rhythms. It can even cause the heart to stop.
So you can die from this condition?
You can absolutely die. from rhabdomyolysis.
So had she not gone to the doctor, she could have died from this.
Or she could have had kidney failure and been on dialysis for the rest of her life.
Thank you, doctor. We appreciate you. You are released. You're asking this court to give you $150,000 for pain and suffering. Tell me about what you're going through.
What am I not going through? My whole life has just shifted. I don't get to do things that I was capable of doing with my children. I can't be the wife that I saw from my husband. I wanted to be a certain weight, you know, and now I'm not, I don't even want to go to the gym ever again.
So, Mr. James, how does a trainer stop this from happening?
Had she given me the information that was required, we could have handled things appropriately. If you hadn't told me to do what you told me to do, we wouldn't be here today.
When I went on the website to look for a trainer, I found him, okay? Here's what the problem is.
What's the problem?
He has all of these logos, all of these nice sayings on his website. The man is not even certified.
No, wait a minute now. Tell me why you got those badges on there, Mr. James.
False advertisement.
At the time that she sought me out,
Deceptive.
no, I didn't.
Federation of Personal Training Associates. That sounds like a big deal.
That is a big deal, Your Honor. And at the time, no, I wasn't certified in that particular one, but right now, I am certified in a personal training academy.
Yeah, I was about to pick on that one. You're now certified.
I am now certified and
That's
actually
so
take the
misleading,
test.
But you knew what you were doing.
I knew exactly what I was doing.
Would you have used him if you knew he wasn't a certified trainer?
No, I wouldn't.
Your Honor, now I did some research on my own.
Okay.
I found out that Ashley had same exact injury in her past when she was in college from doing the shock put.
Your Honor.
Now, as a trainer, I know with my trainer, before I started, he had me fill out a thing that basically gave him my history.
Absolutely,
Did
Your
you
Honor.
do that?
I had her fill that information out right along
Your
with her
Honor, that was
waiver,
10
and
years ago.
nowhere on there did she say
10
that she
years
had
ago.
a previous injury or past injuries.
So how did you know that she had this injury?
I found a newspaper clip here, Your Honor, talking in detail about the
Sheriff,
injury.
if you retrieve that for me.
The injury that she had in the past, which is the exact same injury that she has now today, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Now, Ms. Baker, this isn't your first rodeo with this kind of condition, right?
Your Honor, it was over 10 years ago. I didn't see it relevant.
It says News Today, and it says deltoid tear takes out track star for the season. And then it has a picture. That's you, right?
It is, Your Honor.
You remember this injury?
I do.
Why didn't you tell him about it?
I didn't feel the need to disclose it. It was years ago.
Did this injury lead to rhabdomyolysis?
No, Your Honor, it did not.
If you had known about this before, if she had put it on the form, would it have changed anything that you did?
It would have changed the way that I've pushed her. It would have made me watch her more closely when she said that she was feeling certain pains in her body and her shoulder in that particular area, especially since she can't recover as fast as she did back then.
I think I've heard what I need to hear. I'm ready to render my decision. In every personal injury case, the plaintiff, you, Ms. Baker, must prove that Mr. James is wrong caused your injuries. Here, you put up evidence that showed that he didn't stop you when you were working out, that you thought you had pulled a muscle or had a shoulder injury, but it developed into something life-threatening. The only way that you knew you had a severe injury is when your urine turned brown and then it was a deadly situation. You believe that's his fault because he could have avoided it. Mr. James, you were doing what she asked you to do. You said, you're an athlete, you know your limits. If you want me to push you, that's what I do. Ms. Baker, you chose him partly because of the ad and the body and the titles and the badges. That's why you chose him, because you thought he knew what he was doing. Let me explain the law to you. This is a professional matter. That is, you are the professional. And while you rely on the client, or a doctor relies on the patient to say, here's what I want, here's what I need, ultimately, the responsibility umbrella rests over your head as the professional.
Yes, Your Honor.
As a professional, you're the safety net for the patient, for the client, for the student. Here, I must find you responsible because you are the professional and you made a professional decision to rely on her as to how far you were going to push her. That's something that rests with you. The other thing that kind of tickles me is you put up a website, although you did not say that you were a certified trainer, the implication, the omission prompts people to come to that conclusion. Any kind of misrepresentation of that sort is what you pretend to be, and she had to pay the price for who you pretended to be. Today, you must pay. I'm going to find in your favor, Ms. Baker, for a total award of $200,000. I find in your favor. That's my final verdict, and this matter is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our attorneys across America just viewed this case for the first time. Let's hear what Gary Martin Hayes has to say.
In my experience, when you hire someone like a personal trainer to work with you, you rely upon their knowledge and expertise to help you achieve your goals. The defendant presented himself as an expert, certified trainer, and he also put certification he didn't really have on his marketing material. This was fraudulent and deceitful on his part, and the plaintiff, to her detriment, relied on his expert status.
Thank you.